So what's up, everyone? Today we're doing the podcast of the Meloetta draft, and this time it will be single instead of double like last time. And for this one, I decided to have the host of this draft is Jacob, and we have someone we battle a lot of time in different events, and his name is Derrick. So guys, what's up, everyone?
What up? What up?
All right.
So, what's your general impression of the whole draft? Like, did you for your personal draft, did you find it like good enough, or like you think you could have changed stuff, or yeah,
Well, what I like about the Meloetta draft is the fact that it's like they give you good accessibility to mine. Like I don't feel like no mines are crazy tier. Like I don't feel like all the good mines are stuck in S tier, and then all the terrible mines are in B tier and below. Like I feel like there's a good amount of mines, and everywhere that like each team is gonna get like a good set of roster when they're done drafting.
yeah, that's true. And what about you, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, was quite happy personally with what I got. I think I always have like a good list of mons to choose from, like in case I get sniped. But I actually didn't really get sniped. There were a couple of things I was considering that got taken, but nothing major. And again, I was mindful that when making the tiers, trying to make it so that D tier is not just full of trash that nobody
Oh, you,
wants.
you're a better one than me. I had my sniper rifle ready,
I have
just
to say
knocking them
something.
down.
I got sniped by one of y'all, but we won't talk about it today.
Talking about, we ain't gonna name no names or
Yeah,
nothing,
I know.
but
Like, the guy with Avalok, that guy. Well, that guy is trash.
wow, like yeah, that guy, whoever he
You mean
is, but
you mean Hisuian Avalok?
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
one
the
you're after,
regular
right?
one.
no, oh hell
The
no,
No,
regular
you want the
one.
Hisuian one.
No, no, no. Regular
Everyone
Avalog
wants.
is my Science Sword and Shield. To be honest, when I saw Avalog, I was like, ice type defensive man. Well, but I saw him like like if I remember correctly, it's a 3-8 KO from a Cinderace in
right. I mean,
Power
I mean,
Evolve
for me, like, only reason I would go for Avalog is because it's such a slept on mind. Like,
for real.
if you ever evaluate like the stats on Showdown, you will see that Avalog is the highest defense stat mine, and you
Yep.
honestly you can't pass that up in a singles format. In a doubles format, oh yeah, hell no, like
Yeah, because of
no.
the double. You have a lot of special mon because people play a lot with the intimidate and stuff like that. So that's why people tend to play more with like special offensive, like Flutter Mane,
Right.
Iron Bundle,
So
stuff like that.
Avalog is definitely one of those niche mines that you just kind of have. It has its uses where it needs to be,
Yep.
and that's the reason why that specific person snatched it up. But we'll get into that person in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go. Let's start with in order. So the first one to get the draft. What was his name? Well, I have the logo here, but I don't have the name. So give me a second. I'm just gonna find it.
That is Michael, if I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Michael. Okay. So yeah. So this is the Michael draft. Um, you got Godango and Servalege as a S tier. I'm kind of find it funny that Servalege was S tier, to be honest.
I am too. I think it was more like an A tier mine, but it has good usage, especially in singles, because it has like that weak armor.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Weak
all you
armor.
gotta do is last a hit, and then you can set it up to sweep.
Exactly. That's so true. Like Golden Go for sure S class tier. Um, like Golden Go is
Yeah.
just Golden Go. Do we have to
Yeah, of
really talk
course,
about it?
like Scarf Dingo, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
Cyril-
Scarf again.
Cyrillic can have quite good bulk as well, especially on the special side. Like you could run flash fire sets definitely with like Terra Fairy as well, so that's quite good. And put bulk up on it, and it can get out of control if you're not careful.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
What
even the
what what
Bulko
con- what
set.
concern what concerns do y'all think that like you'll run into trying to play Sarah Edge?
What do you mean, sorry?
Like what kind of concern? Like what do you think is gonna trip
Well,
Sarah Edge up?
if it is a bulk up set, like like I used to play with a max PDF, max HP, Cereledge, and
Mm-hmm.
basically max special defense, max special defense and max XP can resist is a flutter main, timid flutter main will be a 2-hit KO. So basically you can go for like first hit flutter main, do like maybe if I remember correctly, like max 80% or something like that. Then you go for bitter blade, you almost bring it to sash or really, really low, and you pick up the knockout with Shadow Sneak. So if it is bulk up, even if it's like it's not that slow, even if you don't put any speed investment.
Hmm.
So like
Mm.
Terra
But
Bug,
but
Flash Fire,
but
something like that.
but one thing I think that's going to slip it up, and also a couple mons on this list is I believe it's going to be Sucker Punch fodder. So unless he like dedicates his Terra to those one or two mons, I think Sucker Punch is going to be something he's really going to struggle with.
Yeah, exactly. Because Cerulege is weak, Goldigan is weak to Dark, but you still got some. You got the Tauros, so Tauros Intimidate can be something. The even
Yeah,
the
but let's
Tinkaton.
also remember this is base form Paldi and Toro, like the fighting type only one.
Yeah, but still can
Mm.
resist the Sucker Punch. That's what I mean.
True.
Like his whole team, he still got stuff to counter like Sucker Punch. Like you got Hydreigon, you got Quaquaval.
Uh,
So for sure, like for these S tier is weak too, but in general, Sucker
uh,
Punch mm, is not that much of a problem. It will depends like how you
uh,
build it. The only
what
one
I
I'm
what
fine.
I what I
Yeah,
what I like about his team is it has very good potential with when it comes to like setting up, like Scopeland's Hydreigon, Cerulege with his weak armor kit. Then you got Aqua Step, Quaquaval.
yeah,
But
for
then
sure.
it's like one thing I'm also concerned about is his defensive mind, because probably the best defensive mind he has on his team is probably between Tauros and Ursaring if he brings it with Eviolite.
But even Ursaring is Ursaring, sorry, is not really like the type to be defensive. Like Tinkerton will can be good in the speed def. Like if we check stat to stat, like the Tinkerton is a good speed def one, and the Tauros can be a good physical wall. And
Yeah,
even
there
the
are.
Hydreigon is decent, but like yeah, he doesn't have a lot of walls or stuff to take hit. It's just
No,
basically
there's,
I hit. Then after that, like let's hope I can kill everything before I get a knockout. That's mainly his
there
main
are
game.
quite a lot of frail Pokemon on that team as well.
Oh
So
what?
I'm just from.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
There's
what?
quite a
Sorry.
lot of things, a lot of frail
Yeah,
mons, ones that are going to go down quite quickly.
yeah, like
Right.
Antelion,
And
Houndoom,
Teleon.
Yeah,
Murkrow.
Inteleon, Murkrow,
Ursaring is
Yeah, I'm
bulky
interested.
only with
I'm
evolve.
Houndoom.
interested to I'm interested to see what this Murkrow can do, like in a singles format. Like,
Yeah,
of course, we know if you play VGC, like I had a VGC Murkrow, and it's probably was like the anchor of my team. And singles is
Tailwind.
gonna be Tailwind, but it's gonna be interesting because it's like moves like Tailwind, they don't really bring much to like singles, especially if the mon using Tailwind isn't relying on it. So it's kind of like it's
So it's
gonna
too
be
high.
interesting to see. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what he does with the Murkrow.
Maybe the only one I want to see like in action is the Berserker because I think can hit hard. Like with
Yes,
Steely Spirit,
Yeah,
if I remember
Steely
correctly.
Spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steely
Daily
Spirit
Spirit
Renegade,
is
Iron Head, Choice Band. Imagine on top of that you put Terra Steel. Yo, that can hit like really hard. Like doesn't matter if you resist, you will drop. Like Choice Band is times 1.5 plus Terra, so you times two. Steely
So
Spirit.
that could pair quite well with the Tailwind then, because Berserker's quite slow. So if you were going to get used
yeah.
to a Tailwind Murkrow, it would be to set up Berserker to do that.
Yeah, but you will like you set up the tailwind, then you have to switch, and you have like 3 turns
Yeah,
to
it's not. It's still not that a great strategy, but I'm just trying to think of a use for it in a singles format.
because
But
for sure if I see tailwind Murkrow in single, I will be like, oh shit, I didn't expect that. Even in double, I'll be like, yeah, for sure it's tailwind. But in
mm.
single, maybe Thunderwave Haze, then fall play with her slash, something like that, or Roost, like just to be bulky enough. But
Mm-hmm. And you
overall,
gotta think about it. Well, you gotta think about it with fairies and ice types showing their ass in like this type of format. Like, Berserker could be the niche pick he need to steamroll those type of teams.
well, it still got a lot of counter for ice type, like the Charizard, Undoom, even the Tauros, Cerulege, Goldengo. Like most of his team is
Oh,
not that weak, but yeah, like if it's if like how can I say that? Like ice type against him is not like a good one because it doesn't have outside of Hydreigon, it doesn't have really weak to ice. Only like only Hydreigon and Murkrow, sorry, and that's it. Maybe if you have Freeze Dry, Quaquaval, and Inteleon, but yeah. Overall, his team is like it's just like a offensive team. Like it's not really balanced. It's more like on the offensive side. Um,
Mm-hmm. So now we got to get to the harsh part where we got to rate it.
Me, to be honest, I will rate it like a B, B plus because you got for the offensive type like the first mon like Golden Ghost, Surledge, Hydreigon, Quaquaval can really carry the team easily. Like Quaquaval with Aqua Step Moxie, like if you don't have any more walls to block him, yo, it's GG. Like that thing will be fast and hitting really
Mm-hmm.
hard. So
And not to mention if it baton passes.
yeah, that's true. No, but the baton pass is banned here in the this draft.
Yep.
That
Oh,
No
is it?
baton pass here.
yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
So yeah, baton pass is not that.
I mean, for me, I would honestly rate the team a B as well. Like Jacob said, like the team overall is frail. It's good offensively, and if you can set it up, it can definitely sweep some teams. But it's just the lack of defensive stats is what concerns me the most. But
Exactly.
I mean, if he could balance it out, I mean, by all means.
Yeah, even on top of that, it doesn't have a lot of Hazard removal. So like maybe I don't think Charizard got defog anymore. Only Quaquaval got Rapid Spin to remove the Hazard, but you won't.
Oh, that's true.
So if you
I mean,
able
you got D. I think you got default with
unsure.
Murkrow.
Yeah, Murkrow. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's why I'm not sure, but you won't put on Murkrow for defog only. To be honest, like so. Yeah,
No, I'd go B as well. I think
B.
B.
All right. So I think we all
Yeah.
agree this one is a B. So let's go for the second one. The Dublin. What's his name? Yo, Dean, if I remember correctly.
This
Yes,
is D.
Deans.
Yeah, D.
Yeah, Deans.
So
Dublin Donphans.
so his team is like something like you will see like for fun and can work. That's what is funny. Like
You
Pachirisu can
know,
be.
first impression when I look at Dean's draft is like he is gonna rule the battle of hazards.
Yup.
Like, first of all, Cleavor, the
Stone Axe.
addition from it from the home edition with the Stone Axe, he's already setting stealth rocks. Mew already like you could put it in whatever position you want to.
And
Mousehold to clean up the field. You got Toad Screw as well. I think he knows spikes.
anti
Umbreon
spike.
is just being Umbreon. Then you got the regular Don fan for rapid spin. Like he's just his hazards are just going to be under control.
Even Toskro can do a rapid spin. Uh, what else can do that? I think it's only
I
those
think
two.
I think he gets spikes and don't forget Leaf Seed.
Yeah, it can be annoying. Like Toast Cruel is like
Really annoying.
Toast Cruel. I like it, but Milcilin Might is a bit like how can I say a burden for him just to go last to be able to bypass. Like,
I
but
always feel like Michelin Mike was always meant to just balance this mind because if you look at his speed stat is like 100, like or
yup,
120,
no 100,
and
100 and
it's
Spidef is
100.
120.
Yeah, and his depth is high too. So I feel like they put that ability on it to balance it out, and then it's like
Basically,
it relies on the skill of the player to take advantage of that ability.
it's got that ability so that you don't have something with a really high speed just sporing everything, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I still like the typing. Like grass ground, I always like that because you can be sport, you can be para, only the toxic.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
Now the
I
one
feel
thing
like
about this mod, I feel it. I feel it in my mind's of mind that I know who he's gonna tear. It's gonna be Heatran.
Yep.
It's gonna be Heatran because people see that Heatran. The first thing they're gonna think is, oh, I'm gonna earthquake it.
Yep. Terra grass,
So
Terra flying, even to be
yeah,
neutral to resist like the two main like in single usually the main types is fighting and ground. So you can go for Terra flying, you're immune to ground and you resist the fighting move. So because if you look overall, like Cleavor can't resist the fighting move. It's like it's neutral to fighting and ground.
yeah.
Marcel is weak to it. Umbreon is weak
Miss
to it.
Magius isn't affected by ground moves at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
it has levitate.
So even like Terra Grass might be something good because of a flash fire ability on top of that. So, yep.
I feel like
I'm
Dean's
gonna
got
let you
quite a
talk.
lot
I'm
of.
just give me be right back. You can keep talking. Be right back.
I just feel like with Dean's, he definitely has a lot of. I think he has a balanced defense going on with
Yeah.
this team. If he anchors it with, Toad Screw, and then it's like Don Fan and Keiron will have defensive stats to go, and then the rest of them can just set up offensively.
Yeah. I
Because
feel like
it'll be interesting to see the set that he's going to have on that Sylveon. because it's either going to be choice specs or throat spray.
Yeah, that's true.
There's quite a few mons on that team that I feel like people could underestimate because you don't see that often. Like even something like Pachirisu, like I didn't realize until recently how high a special defense stat it has. Like an Assault Fest set on that thing can be really good because it gets Super Vang, it can nuzzle things, so it can be quite annoying.
Oh, that nuzzle's going to be annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Nuzzle everyone.
But here's another thing with that. His mons have a lot of like special status capabilities that I think are going to overstep each other. Because then you're going to have Toadscroll trying to sleep you. You're going to have Umbreon trying to poison you. You're going to have Pachirisu trying to paralyze you.
Wait,
it's like, you know.
Can't do toxic anymore.
Oh, he can't do toxic. Well, he still has Toxic Croak.
Yeah, that's true. He can do Yawn, though. With Yawn, he can...
Right. So, also, you know, if he wants to use his team effectively, he just got to be careful of those status conditions.
I think it's worth noting as well that Mew is quite an interesting pick because it can do so many different things. So it learns so many moves and there's so many different sets. So it's quite a hard one to predict what it's going to be used for.
Yeah, that's true. I like the Cosmic Power Body Press set. Does he still have? Yeah, he still have Body Press. So like you can go for Cosmic Power and Body Press and have like I think if I remember correctly, people use like Body Press, Cosmic Power, and a special move with recovering like Roost or Recover, something like that. Let me check what he got.
And then another thing with Mew is it's like you used to be able to check it with like a hardcore dark type, but now with the introduction of Terra, it's like okay, he has some defensive capabilities too.
Yeah, he can go for Draining Kiss, like basically Body Press, Draining Kiss, Cosmic Power, and what else? Because I don't see he doesn't learn Recover and Roost anymore, so.
Oh, it doesn't get Roost anymore. I didn't know that.
Because honestly, if I was to run a Mew, I would run a Terra Fairy because giving that Terra type, that Terra Fairy plus Drain Kiss as a defensive type and plus to gain my health back, that's actually not that bad.
That's true. But his team overall is kind of slow too. If you check like the speed tier, like the fastest he got is Toadscroll. And Mixed Matches is like 1 and 5.
Yeah, it's not the fastest.
1 and 5, yeah. But in his team,
it's very balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a solid team.
Like
I suppose the speed is what lets it down.
To be honest, because of Mew, he can do so many things. You can't really prepare for Mew. So when you look at this team, it's like okay, you have to have hazard removal, and you cannot set up the hazard pretty easily. Like if you check the other team, like what's his name again? Wait. Micheal team. It can be a problem for this one because if you set up hazard, then after that it can bring Goldengo. Like hazard will stay because it can spin on Goldengo, or even I think he got other. No, he doesn't have any other ghost type, but still, Goldengo or Surge can easily block him, but he doesn't have anything to set up outside of.
Thing is, the interesting interaction between those two teams though is that Toadscroll can put Goldengo to sleep. Interesting enough.
That's true, and we'll still.
That is cool. But here's another thing that Dean also has to be concerned about. With his type of team, even though he tries to use his typing abilities to like be defensive, once he reveals that Terra type, a team can counteract that. So the key to him taking advantage of his Terra is definitely to save it for like later game.
Yeah, end game. That's so true. If he had Rain Dance stuff, like I think Mew can learn Rain Dance. Let me check. Because if he can learn Rain Dance with, like, let me check, Rain Dance. Yeah, he can learn Rain Dance. Does he have U-Turn? He does have U-Turn. So if it is like a slower Mew with like Hazard stuff, blah, blah, you put Rain Dance, U-Turn, bring those. Yo, Goldengo Terra Water, Surf or Hydro Pump, with Life Orb or stuff like that, you can destroy a lot of teams like that because it still got a decent special attack if I'm correctly, 95. So you got a 95 special attack. So you can go Modest.
Plus Dry Skin on Toxic Croak.
On top, Toxic Croak, yeah.
So like even like the Atron is weak to water and the Cleavor, he still got stuff to negate the water. So it's still it can go fast. It will depend how well he will build his team, how well depending on the opponent and stuff like that.
So let's rate it.
Me, I will say a B plus. Is just but B
A
plus
B
A
plus.
minus. B plus A minus. Well, let's go for A minus then,
Okay.
because
I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna say A minus too, and that's only because, like I said, his team has good balance. He's
exactly.
taking advantage of new mons, old mons, and then he has the wild card, which is Mew. And
Yep.
then he has some very well-rounded niche mons like Pachi Risu for its tech. You got Umbreon for its tech. He has Sylveon as a sweeper. Like he has options.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like all this money, you cannot like decide if like some type of money, like let's say Cleavor, you know it will be offensive, like physical offensive. Like that's for sure. We'll
Yeah.
try to set up the rocks with like maybe choice card for choice band, or maybe focus sash to be able to sure to let at least one stone axe. So, but he got good
Thing
defensive.
is, thing is as well, like a choice band stone axe is a very hard thing to switch into.
Yeah, even
Like
if you
it's not.
resist.
Exactly. Even Avalon, because that's doing over 50.
So that's yeah. A minus will be good for him. Like A minus.
Yeah, I think A minus. I think that's fair.
All right, so let's that one, the third. Like you see the Avalog, that was supposed to be mine, but this guy decided he wanted to pick
Well,
it up.
it's the team of the man, the myth, the
Well,
legend,
I
Derrick
think this team
Elmore,
like
the
rated
coach of the
F.
Greenbay Gallades.
Let's go for F for this one. So next,
Nah.
uh,
Let's run that back.
uh,
Jacob,
the,
first impressions.
first impressions is when I looked at this squad, it is terrifying. I am not looking forward to playing you, Derek.
let's be
uh,
honest. Your the only concern I have with your team is special offensive. Like if someone brings special stuff, you don't have really good like maybe Grumpy can be special defensive, and Gudra.
Udra. Hmm.
But general, I think like special defensive will be something you. Oh no, never mind. Grumping dug a lot of special defense, 110 and 80 in HP, so it can still be decent. But does he have
This
recovery
team,
game?
this the team has a lot of options. It's got
True.
rain. It's got good defense. It's got sticky web access through
Yup.
Masquerain as well.
You can even buy
Terrain,
a
terrain.
Lucha, like a Sky Attack Power Herb, and activate
Yeah,
Unburden and just go hard after that. You can stop
King
priority.
Gambit as well, which is
Yo,
just a incredibly good mon. You can't really go wrong with King Gambit.
like even as you can see, like you got King Gambit, Avalog, Masquerain, Tesserina, and Trocky can that weak to fire. Because of Pelipper, it's almost like you don't
Oh,
care about the fire. Like you got Pelipper
the
with
more I,
Urshifu,
Fire. What is that? What is fire?
exactly, and take factor a Grumpig. Like basically, fire is not optimal
or
at
That
all.
the
boy,
more
that
I
boy,
look,
that boy thick.
Yo, thick as hell.
the more I look at this team, the more problems occur without playing against it. Because you've even got Grassy Surge, Grassy Seed, Horlutra as
Exactly,
well.
exactly. So you can set up the webs with Masquerain. Then after that, you just like outspeed everything. And with Avalug to be
Oh,
one of the best spike removal with Rapid Spin. Uh, Sadly, Pelipper lost Defog. That sucks, but oh well. So you can like me when I see this team, I only think about Rain. Like Pelipper, Rain, then Kilowatt Troll, Thunder Specs with choice specs. I mean, or
yeah,
Shifu.
that's definitely a real threat. But the thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to run rain to be dangerous. That's the other thing about it.
Exactly. Like
Mm-hmm.
it would still be good without
Mm.
it, but with
All
it,
right,
it will like
I'm gonna just let y'all hype my team up because I ain't gonna speak too much on it because I don't want to give away all the secrets. But yeah, just keep
but yeah, we
hyping
know
me
like
up.
we I think most people will with a decent like competitive capability will see the team and will like yeah that's a good draft. Like even if you took my Avalok, like wow, I have to admit your team is really good. Like me,
Yeah.
like
All right, and I want to make a note. Like Theo is not the only person I sniped. Like his Avila was one thing I sniped. Another mod that I sniped was definitely Pelipper because Matty, and we'll get into his team in a few. He was trying to run something with Palkia and some other water like reliant mod, and I was like, he's saving his A tier pick too. And I don't want this to go round robin one more time. And I don't feel like Pelipper is safe. So I was like, I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna just snipe it. And I just got my little sniper rifle out and just sniped him from 100 meters away. Cause I needed it. I needed it
uh,
more than he did.
well, that was mean. But oh well. But yeah, for me, it's a A plus team. Like I won't lie about it. Like you got a few weakness to flying. Like you got one, two, three. You got five weak to flying, but flying is not a type like people use a lot offensively, and you can
I'm a,
still defense well. Like with Gudra, it will resist. Avala, it will be decent against like physical ones. And Slowbro like T Wave or Yarn, Slack Off. Sadly, I'm really sad he doesn't have Chili Reception because in Generation 8 he got Teleport, so it was a good like pivot. We bring it, teleport away, then do whatever you want. Let me check if Grumpy got Gudra here. Let me check. You can go, Jacob, by the way.
Yes, they go
well,
rate my team so high, please.
oh, well, if we if we're being honest here, you know, this is an S tier team. Like this is above A plus. This is S tier. This is terrifying.
Oh, my head ain't gonna be able to walk out the door today. I guess I'll rate my own team too. I'm gonna give it a triple S rating. Nah,
I think A
it,
plus. Wait. Should we put A plus the max or S the max?
We're going
S.
for S because I said S.
Okay, let's go for
Yeah.
S. So I will revise instead of A plus. I will say S. This team is a S type of a team. Like the whole team is something I will like use in single. Like when I play regularly, it's thing I can
Yeah,
work with.
yeah. It's
And
not even just a draft team. This is a legitimately good squad.
yeah,
Like,
like
All
if I
right.
go for
Well,
offensive, I can go like with Kilowatt Roll, King Gambit, and Urshifu, and I have the Pelipper in the back for defense, Avalok defense, and maybe Masquerain or even Grimpig. So yeah, like it's a good team. Like it's a
right.
good draft.
For me, and before I rate it, I just want to tell y'all like my line of thinking when I was like drafting these minds. Like I'm a very analytical type of battler. You can see it in my singles. You can see it in the way I play doubles. I'm just overall just analytical, and I like the way abilities work, types match up, combinations, and just things like that. And in singles, I always go by these three. I always go by these three rules. They got to have one of three roles on the team. You got to have your defensive anchors, you got to have your pivoters, and then you got to have your sweepers.
Yep.
And I knew off the bat, I was like, I need a physical anchor and I need a special anchor. So that's why I swooped to get Avalug, Slowbro, and Gudra because I'm like, okay, these are gonna have to be my defensive anchors, and I might have to like swap them out from here and there depending on what team I face against. As far as pivoters go, I got options like Kilowatt Rule, Pelipper, and things like that. And then the rest of them are just there to set up the sweep.
Yep. Like even Tesserina, Trocky, Masquerain, they all have stuff to pivot as also. And by the way, I check and Grumpig doesn't have the teleport. That's sad. I will
Oh
like
yeah.
teleport should be on more months to be honest. Like
I
teleport
was
I
so
think
surprised that Serena was a C tier pick. I was like, why are you all
for
the way down
real,
here?
for real.
I mean, not C tier. What's the lowest tier? It was D tier.
D tier.
Yeah, it was in D tier. I'm like, why are you all the way down here? I'm just gonna go ahead and just snatch you up. We're gonna put you to good use.
It's still
They
got
gotta
like
see.
good
They gotta.
attacks
They gotta see.
and
They gotta see the queenly majesty at work.
whoa wait, I don't know. Let me check. I think in the Sword and Shield, the Serena have rapid spin, so I'm not sure if it still got it though.
I think it still does. I'm pretty sure it still gets
Yup.
rapid spin.
You get rapid spin and trailblaze, so you can go for like he's got 120 attack and 72 speed. So if you check
Does it?
max,
And I might not notice this grassy terrain really just got prevalent again because of Rillaboom. Doesn't Trailblaze get like an extra effect when you use it in grassy terrain?
no, it's
I
just
don't
like
think
a
so.
regular
Just a
effect.
boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like a 30% boost only, like a all grass move under terrain.
Right, just the grass move. Okay.
So it will still be decent damage. Like you got like 88 in defense and special defense, which is kind of good for an offensive mon. It's just the speed is a bit like low, but still like you hit the 120 in like yo bro. That's arena. I remember when I started playing Gen 8 OU, I was using it a lot. But like in OU is really not the tier you can like shine. But still you can rapid spin and U-turn if I remember correctly. Synthesis, power whip. So you have option with that one. So now we all say is S tier. So let's go for the next
Yep.
one. This one is Tyve Bonfour. I will say it
Yep.
in French, by the way, because I don't want. So yeah, Type Bonfour got Margina. That when I saw the team, I see Margina. I was like, oh fuck, Margina. It's like the same
Yeah.
problem as Rin.
Here,
He can do
here's my
anything.
thing about this team, and here's my first impression. It's like from the left all the way going to the right. It's like his pick started out so good, and then you get to like the butt end of it. You was like, okay, you must have ran out of picks, and you just grabbed these because he was there. Because it's like the regular base form Rotom, I don't see like what prevalence is really going to bring to his team. And even Sableye, like Sableye in singles, it's kind of
Right.
like,
Same problem as Murkrow. It's the same thing as
Yeah.
Murkrow. But wait,
yeah.
I remember in Sword and Shield, I used like a defensive Sableye. Is like max defense, max HP with Calm Mind, a Calm Mind, Will O Wisps, Hex, and Recover. Something like that, or something I
Well,
can't
yeah,
remember.
he could use it as like a Will-O-Wisp Hexer. That is
Yeah.
also an option for it.
With Calm
And then
Mind,
another thing, well, does it get parting shot?
no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It
I mean,
doesn't get parting shot.
yeah. I mean, Sableye and Murkrow have a problem in singles. I think though it's because somebody else got the real best Prankstermon for singles. So we'll come on to that
Ah,
later.
yeah.
And then his Hisuian Avalugg, it's like
Oh, the best Pokemon on
I
the planet.
just
It will be
Oh,
good because of the Terra. To be honest, Terra
yeah, yeah.
free. Like if it doesn't
The
but
bring
thing
would
is though,
Sableye,
but would you really want to free up your Terra for a
that's
mon
just
that
it.
is a
To make
defensive
that
exactly.
grass
thing
cannon?
good, you have to terror it
Yeah,
really
that's why I'm
because
saying like the only way it can be decent is because of Terra. But
yeah,
if you have to
Right.
put Terras for a month to be decent,
then
it's
it's
not a
not
good
good.
mon. It's not
Right.
good.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all who I think is the scariest mon on this team. It
Saluna.
is no. It's definitely Palmot. It's
Palmat is
Palmot.
really good. Yeah, it will be
Because
annoying.
you gotta understand, if you leave Palmot alone on the field, it's going to revive a blessing. Not to mention, if it has a leopard berry, it's gonna revive a second mon too.
Yep.
I
Plus,
won a whole tournament. I won a whole tournament back in chaos. We were doing like a theme team tournament, and I think I made like a hero academia team, and my Palmot was supposed to be Deku, and I literally reverse swept half my opponents because Palmot revival blessed 2 times, and they were just spent. They didn't have like the mons left to combat what I had to, that I brought back. I
yeah.
brought back a rage fist. I brought back
Oh,
a rage fist
Oh,
annihilate.
yo, that's
ah,
like yo, bro, GG, man. When I see every time I play online and I see Annihilate in my head, I'm just like, I need to get rid of him real fast because if I don't, and he doesn't have like rival basing, I'm like, yo, that thing will be hard to deal with at the end game. It's bulky
So
as
it's like,
fuck. Yeah,
yeah, Magirna scary and Ursaluna scary, but if you got Palmot to have the
yeah,
capability to bring it back, that's even
yeah,
scarier.
I
that's
don't know
true.
how good
Ah,
this guy here because I never battle him. But if you check, his team is kind of slow. So if like in the when Margina was allowed in the SVOU, people were playing Trick Room in single. So you got Ursaluna.
mm,
This guy is kind of slow. Weirder is kind
But
of
it has
slow.
the but here's the thing about Ursaluna. Even though Ursaluna is slow, Ursaluna has the bulk to make up for it.
Yup, yup.
So if
the
you
thing
want
is,
so if it wants to be slow, then by all means be slow. The worst thing it probably has to worry about is like a great tusk.
the thing is
Uh,
as well with Magina is Magina gets Trick Room itself, and you can run Trick Room eject pack
yep.
sets with Flare Cannon, so that could work because Trick Room's kind of hard to use in singles these days, but that's one way it can work.
Yeah, it's the same thing as
Mm-hmm.
we talk about the first one with Tailwind in single. It's the same problem.
Yeah,
Tailwind and Trick
yeah,
Room, same problem.
yeah.
Yeah, I see a
Interesting.
lot of trick room. I see a lot of trick rooms, and I definitely see a lot of tail wonders. Now, one thing
Yeah.
I think is going to be real interesting is his swing Decidueye
Yup. That thing with triple hour? Hour. Whoa. Sorry.
triple arrow.
Arrow. Yeah,
Triple.
the French. This is the French.
Yeah.
So yeah, triple hour. Whatever. This move is broken. Like you have 50% chance to drop the defense, 30% chance
Yeah.
to flinch, and high crit ratio. So
And the thing
That's
is as
a that's a
well.
that's 100% chance of doing
For
something.
something.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
literally, that's like a Serene Grace mod without the Serene Grace.
Yep. If you manage to
Plus,
be faster with Trailblaze, like you can do a lot.
And plus a scrappy ability on it. There's no switch into that. You could switch in Dingo into that. It's getting triple arrow regardless.
Yep.
and it gets quite good coverage moves as well. So it gets knockoff as well, which is quite good.
Shadow Sneak.
Obviously, Leaf Blade, Shadow Sneak, Roost as well for recovery.
Would y'all run a choice scarf or a choice band on it?
Yeah, choice band.
You could even run bulkier sets, to be fair, like because it's got fairly decent.
Totally.
It gets bulk up as well.
The one of the one in the list, I'm like, yo, that thing you have no switch in is Issuing Arcanine. Yo.
Oh, most definitely.
Head smash.
You cannot switch into that.
Terra Rock. Yo, ciao bye. Like even if you resist, like you can drop a 50 on you. Like okay. Like,
right. Then that's the case. I take it back because if he dedicates his choice band to his Issuing Arcanine, choice scarf is automatically going on this Situai.
But we can have double items, right? Or we can.
Oh right.
No item clause in this one, so you can have duplicate items.
So yeah, double items like choice band for me because this is way slower than Arcanine. I think choice scarf is better. Or if you go with like a Solvest and Trailblaze, it still can be something good. Like you go Trailblaze, then after one Trailblaze, if I remember correctly, you'll be 360 in speed, which is really good. Then after that, triple arrow can do the job for the end game. Even the Issuing Braviary. Now that I think about it, his whole team is like almost only Issuing Mon.
He swing. Yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So Issuing Braviary, this thing with Espering, even if it's slow, you got a +1 in speed and high crit ratio. And with Tintin Lens,
not to mention, if he sets that Braviary up with like a calm mindset and run store power on it, that could definitely be kind of broken too.
Yep. And it got decent bulk, like overall. You can even go with like a choice specs. Like Issuing Destroyer is a good one. It's just like because of flying type, and it's kind of slow that is not like really that popular, but still like in a draft, like we all know in a draft some months like in a regular format won't be that good, but in a draft can be really 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 good because
even Weird Ear is going to be good. Like that any Intimidate mine is going to be good.
Yeah, Intimidate when you got more bulk and more attack and like attack and defense. Special attack is both like 108.
And it's a trick rumor too.
Yep, and Trailblaze you got Trailblaze so. Super, but like if for example like you got Quagsire and Weird in the same team, you can run Sap Sipper and basically get a +1 in attack for free. Like
that is true.
You got a lot of stuff. But
now, what do you think he's going to be able to do with that Drifblim and in a singles format?
Well, Drifblim can be annoying with Stray Sap and Calm Mind, Hex, Will-O-Wisp. Can be annoying.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
That is true.
Like I said with Sibylle, it's kind of same type. You can set up Tailwind, but like we said, Tailwind and Trick Room is not that viable in single. But
you know he has options though.
Exactly.
He has options.
If I remember, Flare Boost. So if it is like I know people.
If it's burn.
Yeah, it get burned with the Flame Orb.
Oh
and
yeah.
You can throw the Flame Orb.
Because I ran one of those in Sword and Shield. Yeah, I did like a flip. I did like a Will-O-Wisp into the Drifblim Dynamaxed it, and then with like the only,
No, if I remember correctly, I remember this team you use Whimsicott with Flame Orb into the Drifblim Dynamax, so you activate the weakness policy.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah, weakness policy. What weakness policy with Fur Boots, but because you use Flint into it, basically you get like because it's a dark type move. So weakness policy activate, then you get burned. So it was like +2 with Flare Boost, like it was like kind of a +3, not +3, sorry, ×3 offensive. Then you go Max Airstream and like GG and you go Tailwind. I remember this team. Don't worry. As you can see, it's been a while battling Derrick, so I remember some of stuff he used in Sword and Shield.
Oh, stop it!
I've got plenty of experience battling Derrick too. In fact, the Chaos Theme Team tournament he mentioned earlier, it's Derrick who knocked me out of it. So,
revival blessings in front of you.
I think you did use it. I think you did do that.
Yeah, I lost to Elizord. I lost. Use the Power Ranger team. I lost. He got me good on this one.
His silly Power Rangers. Revival blessed in front of those two.
So now let's rate the team. Like overall, I can say got.
Um,
I will say
I'm,
B
B.
because his defense.
I'm gonna be a little generous. I'm gonna say B plus. And here's the only reason why I'm gonna say it. Because what's gonna catch some of his opponents off guards is since his swing mons are just being introduced competitively,
Mm-hmm.
some people are still trying to get accustomed to them. So that's definitely gonna throw some people off, especially some of the less used ones so far, like Decidueye. And then also just the overall like his options for tailwind or trick room setup. And then it's also, he still has good defense. Like, even though his swing Avalog is the worst option, it still has defensive capability. It still is defensive like the regular one. It's just a poor typing.
Yeah.
And then also the unaware ability of Quagsire that cannot be forgotten or underestimated.
Yeah.
So unless he's in front of a grass type, he shouldn't be scared. But guess what? We got Terra.
Yep, that's true. But my reasoning why it's B tier is just because of the like after Eastern Brewery is like most outside of Quagsire is like you can do something, but it's not like something that will stay long. Like if you don't with no, let's say B plus because of Margina. I forget Margina because yeah, Margina can do a lot of stuff. A bit like Mew, it can be like setup sweeper with shift gear, calm mine, and stored power draining cast, and like that's over. Or it can be like a trick room, like we said, and be like a kind of support. Now it got spikes, so it can be support. Yeah, B plus will be better because it's like when you look at this team, you know for sure like the maybe five first will be in the field. Like most of the time, it will use the five first. That's for sure. And when it's
And then
specialized,
here's another thing you got to take into consideration too.
yeah,
Since each of his mons, probably barring Rotom, have usage, you don't know what he's bringing.
Yeah, I think my overall, I'm going to stick with B as my rank, but I think my overall concern with it is there's a lack of speed in this team. Like there are ways you can make some of the mons fast, but I don't think there's overall enough speed in this team.
but like with Esper Wing on the Asian Brewery, it will get a +1. So is like immediate on the field. That's for sure. The speed is a problem. Like the fastest one is I think is Palmot with 339, and the rest will be like under 300. Sorry. So that's true. The speed is like if it can't set up fast, it will be a problem. Like it doesn't have a lot of like screen support or stuff like that. Asian Avalog get the rocks if I remember correctly. So even Quagsire, so it can have some pressure with that, but yeah. Like I would say will B plus. I will be B plus. So overall we can say like you say B plus. Derrick, you said B plus.
I said B plus.
And so we can say B plus. Then we got 2 B plus and 1 B. So overall we can say it's B plus. So let's go for the next one. That I don't know that guy, but just because he's a Canadian, I'm like yay.
Yeah, this is Jay's squad.
So Jay.
Oh, that's Jay. I just like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Pikachu cameo in the flag. I love it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like the
Yeah, I mean, starting with this squad, like there's some really good mons in here.
Did he take my Gallade?
Yep, he does.
It looks he did. Galade's one to mention it because it gets the sharpness ability now. Glade can really do some damage, like with a choice scarf as well,
Yes,
and even choice band.
Yeah, and then a good thing about Gallade is it has a wide move pool this generation to complement its sharpness ability. It has Aqua Cutter, it has Leaf Blade, it has Sacred Sword, it has Night Slash, it has Psycho Cut.
Like all like Aqua Cutter, Night Slash, Psycho Cut, Leaf Blade, all high crit ratio. So you put a scope lens with agility, you have like basically 50% chance on those 3 moves to have a crit.
It's a shame this team doesn't have any sticky web option because that would mean you wouldn't have to run a choice scarf on Gallade.
That is
got
true.
Agility. Gallade got agility. Usually when I play with Gallade,
True, you
I
could.
put
Yep, he's got
adamant
agility. Yeah.
agility set, and I can go hard. Like Terra Fighting, Sacred Sword. Yo, bro, like,
Yeah.
ciao bye. Like,
Now,
Um,
a mon that's going to be very slept on this team is definitely going to be
Belly Bolt.
what's it? Not Belly Bolt.
Oh.
Even though Belly Bolt is a good option, I was actually going to say Chestnut.
Chestnut.
is good. Like, I checked the defensive with Bulletproof. It's like, you can do something. You can be annoying with substitute
Like
Leech Seed.
somebody had to make a believer out of me for Chestnut. I think I was battling like Eric Minas one day, and he had I was playing like an OU match with him on Switch, and then I was like, oh yeah, I was like, ain't nothing switch in on this shadow ball from Goldingo, so I ain't gonna risk
and then
make it
comes
rain.
Bulletproof.
And I was like, oh my god, I did not know it could do that.
Yep. And he got good
That's it.
defense.
Yeah.
It does have good defense.
And
So you got a body press option, you got a wood hammer option,
Drain
not
Punch,
to mention spiky shield, drain punch,
Leech
and it gets
Seed.
leech seed.
So yeah, you can
I tell you,
easily substitute Leech Seed and Drain Punch and recover with big roots. You get more HP from Drain Punch and Leech Seed. So sorry, I cut you.
another mon that's good on this team, which serves a good role, is Bramblegast. Good access to spikes, strength sap, can be quite annoying. Powerful power whips as well. Yeah.
I think he got Leech Seed also.
Yes, I believe it does get Leech Seed.
I don't know about leech seed. I know it got strength sap.
Yeah,
it's definitely it definitely gets strength sap. I think it gets Leech Seed.
I use it in the draft.
I just gotta say, strength. If there was ever if I could say currently there was a broken move in Pokemon that had wide release, I always gotta say it's strength sap because
you got Infiltrator too. Infiltrator, sorry. So basically,
infiltrate. So it goes through substitutes.
So like you think you're safe, then you get Leech Seed anyway. So that's gonna be like.
And then you know what else I learned about Infiltrator? Infiltrator ignores screen.
Also. So that thing, let me go back. Like, you got 115 in attack and 90 in speed. So that thing is
isn't terrible.
Fast. Like, it's not like slow as fuck.
No.
Rapid spin can remove the hazard and still
right. But if you have it, against a slower team, let's say like Ty's team, like it can go to town. Like, okay, yeah, that's cute. Choice band. Arcanine, but if you catch a strength sap, it's over with.
Yep, you go for Terra Water and like you resist a Flare Blitz, or you can basically Terra Water, resist Flare Blitz, reduce, and just be annoying with that. You got Pounce,
so when I'm looking at his team, if I like split it down the middle, it's like the left half of his roster, it's like there's speedy setup mons, and then the right half of his roster is like they got the bulk to stay on the field. So his team overall I feel like it's the most balanced of them all.
But if you check the defensive months, it doesn't have a lot of safe recovery. Like Mudsdale is one tank. That thing is a tank with stamina. It can do a lot of damage, but it doesn't have like a slack off or recover to help him.
That is true.
You'd have to go for rest and Chesto Berry or something.
Rest, Chesto, let's be honest, is not like the most.
No, it's not.
The
it's
best
not great.
option, like, to be honest.
All right. And then let's not forget Volcarona is a scary mon to set up set up in front of you.
Yeah,
now it's gonna be
newly banned from OU Volcarona. That is.
With Terra.
Did it officially get banned?
Yeah, you get.
Yeah, it got banned because of Terra.
Wow. Well, better they ban it than to ban Terra altogether. That's all I got to say.
But like we said, we talk about Leech Seed with Chestnut and Bramblegast. So with Leech Seed, you can still do some mileage. Like you bring Leech Seed, switch, and can recover his teammates and stuff like that. So it's not, even if he doesn't have like good reliable recovery move, he still has some ways to be able to recover.
And obviously, you've got the Landorus as well, which is a staple mon really. However, I do find that because of Terra, Landorus is probably less useful than it has been in past generations, just because there are a lot more ways of dealing with it now. Still a good mon though.
Now, one thing I say that plays to this team's strength is checking the defensive end of the battle. Like, you got Intimidate uses to intimidate. You got physical defense bulk from like Chestnut and Mudsdale. Then you got a Strength Sapper coming from Brambleglass. Like it's this mon is these team is checking physical mons.
Yep.
Now on the special end, I really don't see that much to like really counteract it.
Maybe
Well,
Belly
I've
Bolt.
almost forgot about Belly Bolt. I almost forgot about Belly Bolt.
But
Why do I
Belly
keep
Bolt,
thinking
what
of
can be good? Terra Extender with Volt Switch. So you slow. So you use Terra Extender with the Electric Terrain.
hmm
Then you can Volt Switch around and bring the
and then
Iron Leaf,
get out what's that mod?
Iron
Iron
Leaf.
Leaves.
Iron Leaves.
So yeah, you still have options. Like even Doctor. I don't know if
Mm.
Arena Trap is allowed here or is not.
Arena
We're not
Trap.
we're not banning Arena Trap now.
So Doctor can be
Okay.
something annoying too. Like if you I don't know. Let's say for an example, you bait something like Etran, and he already used the Terra. You bring Dugtrio and is over. Like what else?
And then let's not forget Frostlash. Frostlash is a very niche Techmon. It's also something else that can do the whole Will-O-Wisp with the Hex combination. And then let's not forget about Destiny Bomb. So if
Mhm.
your opponent gets a little comfortable and with his setup and he wants to just run town on your team, go focus ass Frostlash, let the Destiny Bond hit. He has one or two options. He either knocks you out next turn and lose his mind and setup, or he's gonna have to switch out
Yep.
and lose his boost.
And Frostlass, sorry, is one of the best suicide lead. Like if I check his stats, he got 80 in attack, 80 in the special attack, and 110 in speed. I know in Sword and Shield because of triple axle, I used to play with a choice band one. It was like people get caught off guard because they will bring me either the Blissey, for example, and I go with like
Mhm.
triple axle, or even now you got Ice Spinner, Icicle Crash. You still got Ice Shard. What
And
else
it
you
can
got?
also run like switcheroo as well to give to.
Exactly. You got both
Mm.
Trick and Shishru. So you got Thunder Wave also. So it can
Mm.
be like almost like anything and
Mm.
everything. I mean, sorry, and can be like the regular set of Suicide, like set up the spikes and go for Destiny Bomb. You got Charm, Chilling Water, Disable. Uh,
And we're going down the list of these mons, and we forgot about the big boy himself, Volcanion.
Volcanion for his team is good because Volcarona, Mudsdale, Dugtrio all weak to water, and you
Yes.
can bring easily Volcanion to the show.
As a
Thing is, as
water
well.
absorber.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, so you can Terra Fire it, so you get double stab, but don't have the water weakness still.
exactly.
Exactly.
And on top of that, it will quadruple resist the fire. So
Yep.
Iron Leaf, Chestnut, and Broblegas won't be that scared of the fire move. Even the Frostlights.
Mm.
The only problem I hate with Volcanion since Gen 8 is the speed. If I remember correctly,
Yeah,
speed is 80.
its speed isn't that great. Like it isn't terrible, but it isn't like
I have
it's not
seen
up
It's
there with other
70,
legends.
not 80.
I have
70.
seen flame charge sets though. I have seen people put flame charge on it to boost its speed.
Does it still got? Yeah, it still got
Yeah,
flame
I think
charge.
I've seen that too. I think I got swept by one of those one day. I was on
Exactly.
Showdown.
Because you got like 110 in attack, 120 in defense, 130 in special attack, 90 in special defense, and 70 in speed. So you can put an assault vest, go for flame charge, then you good like in speed. You decent in speed, and let me check. At plus one is what? At plus one, if it is like a neutral nature, like let's say for it is a modus, it will be 358, and if it is timid, sorry, it's 393. So it will be
Mm.
fast enough to like reverse sweep after one flame charge. You got stereo eruption, flamethrower, air power. What else? You got solar beam, sludge bomb. If you want to go physical, you got like the wall charge, thunderfang, seed bomb, heavy slam. You even got flash cannon. So brick break, body press. You got a lot of options. Earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't like yeah. It is something. As soon as you can get like plus one in speed or with a scarf or flame charge, yeah, that thing will be a problem.
So
All
what are we
right.
gonna
So
go?
overall, right?
What
What's
we're
the
gonna go
rating?
with? I think I'm probably gonna go B plus for this one.
Mm,
Really?
for me,
Yeah.
it will be a A minus because you got a lot of option for like the to be able to set up hazard and put pressure because you can set up spike easily. You can even with Belly Bolt can be annoying. I remember at first I was like, yo, that thing is weak. Then I see him tank some attacks. I was like, yo, bro, how can you tank this? Like, that's impossible. Because of the electromorphosis ability, you basically hit
Mm-hmm.
harder. It's like, bro, come on, man. Then you get hit every time you got slack off. So that thing can recover reliably. Gallade is really good. Iron Leaf can be really good. Volcarona,
I,
Volcanion.
I'm
So
I'm gonna be too generous. I'm gonna be too generous today. I'm gonna take a bow after this. I'm calling too generous, but I'm gonna say it's an A plus. And here's my only reason why: the team has good balance. Like I say, it's scary when it checks, the physical side. Then you have the balance of speed. You got the balance of bulk, and then you got the balance of utility. The only thing that's really holding this team back is like the lack of special attackers because you really only have good special attack with Volcanion and Volcarona. I mean, you kind of got
Yeah.
Belly Bolt too, but when those are your two main anchors, it's like your special sweepers. That's the only thing you got to really be concerned about. Aside from that, the team is well balanced. That's why I got to put it a little over the top. It's an A plus for me.
so let's say A minus overall, because B
Yep.
plus, A minus, A plus, like, and
Yeah.
also we forgot to talk about Zengus. Zengus, that thing can be annoying. Like Zengus with the Toxic Boost, if I remember correctly. Let me check.
Yep.
Yeah, does Toxic boost speed or attack?
Attack.
The
No, attack.
no, I thought, oh, it is attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So 115 an attack, like Source Identificate, Terra Normal, like he's got quick attack for priority. So yeah, that thing.
And I honestly didn't think about Zangoose because I feel like after week one, if he really needs it, Zangoose will be the first one he trades.
True. Zengus can be the
It's
first
probably the
one.
most expendable one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Even if you got like
Oh well.
stuff, like well, yeah, that's true. Zengus can be like the first one if you want to switch. I checked the move pool. Zengus got a lot of move pool. You got like
Mm.
Elementary Punch, Zenith Butt, Shadow Claw, Seed Bomb, Rock Slide, Power
Yeah,
Tree.
it gets a lot.
Yeah, even got Metal Claw even if it is like a really weak attack, but still, just to say you got like options if you want to.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's go for the
All
next
right.
one.
Let's move on to this next
Ooh,
fucker.
that
I
team is
mean,
so sexy.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
oh,
Oh,
Oh my
that's
god.
an F tier
F
team.
F.
Please,
Uh,
please. Well, I won't
low
talk
F.
about my team. Let's go. I won't let you talk because just
I,
a quick pause. I'm gonna do a video
Yeah.
about my own team maybe like later this week. I just already started, but I didn't finish it. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna let you talk about my team. And
I
for this
mean,
team,
I mean,
honestly, what I like about it, just looking at it, is it has good defensive minds.
hmm
And I could see why he was upset that I sniped his Avalug because if he had that as opposed to somebody in conjunction with some of these other mines, his team would be a brick wall. And even on the other end of it, he has good offensive options with Bundle because Bundle was at one point getting banned because it's hard to switch into. And then you got Iron Valiant with his physical and special options. Like it's like Gallade, but like future Gallade. And then Galarian Zapdos cannot be slept on. Like if you choice band it and give it a good physical move set, it can be something difficult to switch in on too.
the
So
good thing about the Zapdos as well for Theo, of course, is that he can the other teams that have Intimidate mons, he can quite freely switch in on because it's got Defiant.
exactly. And then not only that, the option of having Ditto too. So let's say like a team like that has Volcanion. I mean not Volcanion, Volcarona, or has like a Magirna on it. If they set up, all he has to do is switch in his Ditto with a choice scarf, and he gets the setup too. So I think like the good thing about this team and what's going to work to his strengths is definitely the timings, definitely of his switching, and
Mm.
definitely like his usage of just controlling the field because he has a lot of special defensive minds. Like first thing that caught my eye is Flourishes. It's literally the special option of Avalug.
Yep.
Like I feel like they only added those two minds in Kalos so they can just give two defensive minds that is over the top.
the
You
Queragonal is
know,
the special defense of the Avalog because Queragonal got a lot of Spedef. Don't remember. It's Speedy and Spedef and good special attack. It just don't have a good
Physical
move.
side.
No, not physical, but I mean it doesn't have a good move pool. If you check
No.
Trigonal
Oh,
move pool,
true.
is
Yeah, it really
trash.
only has ice and steel.
I've realised as well that in having Altaria, you have Cloud 9, so you can get rid of weather abilities, which is quite useful. Or
Yeah,
has
but
some
That
I
use.
is
prefer
true.
Natural Cure because if you check in general in Gen 9, Heal Bell and Aromatherapy is nowhere to be found.
No.
All right.
So,
Here's another thing you also got to think about with Altaria too. The whole and I was thinking about this too. I can't remember whose team had Golduck on it, but the Cloud Nine ability is it's a good ability, but it's really only has good usage in doubles because with the weather, it's like okay, you can limit the abilities, but if you switch in with a Cloud Nine Mon, they still get like boost from the ability. So let's say for example
you
a
will get the
hydro
speed boost.
pump.
You will get the Swift Swim boost, but you won't get the attack boost if I remember correctly.
Oh, I thought it negated
No, no,
the
no. You get
Swift
the
Swim
attack.
boost as well.
You get the attack boost. You don't get the swift swim boost.
Oh no! Wait, it said while this Pokemon, like I'm checking Cloud9, what does mean? Is it while this Pokemon is active, the effect of weather condition are disabled. So I guess everything is disabled. So the like let's say for an example, the Hurricane Thunder 100 accuracy is disabled.
Yeah, I would have,
I think it's
because I think it basically acts as if the weather's not there.
right,
So
like a
while that,
Rayquaza.
mm,
So people with Avalug, like someone got Avalug, like the third one got Avalug, you got Pelipper, you got Urshifu. So I bring Cloud9 and I can just stop the weather. That I think that's what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
another
just gonna just take note of that. And we continue.
another mon that I like in this team, and it's one I've used before. I used it in my PWO draft, but Haunter.
Yup.
Haunter is a very good for a second stage mon. It has a really high special attack stat. Plus, it has Levitate, which Gengar lacks now. So
And you sweep me like I remember when I battled you in the in the final of division. You lead with Hunter, and I was like, as
yep,
soon as you lead with it, I was like, yeah, okay, I will be able to set up the sub or whatever. It was a scarf, and then you want to kill my Venomoth. I was like, damn,
yes, had
that's a
psychic
big
on it.
problem.
Yeah,
So after that,
yeah,
I have to bring my Dragapult with Terra Steel to be able like to
yeah.
survive. But yeah, it was like it wasn't like
Now,
it was a problem for me.
now one mon that is gonna be kind of tricky, but it has good use. Like I say, it was a good backup pick since he couldn't get Avalug, which is Hippowdon. So
No,
it's like
I took
Hippowdon,
Hippowdon before Avalog, if I remember
really.
correctly. Because yeah, when you took Avalog, I picked the Altaria because I wanted like because if you check if I remember correctly, my the order of my picks was the first 5 ones, so Bundle, Eternatus, Valiant, Zapdos, Hippowdon. Then after that, I wanted the Avalog to be able to rapid spin and remove Hazard, but you pick it. So I was like, oh, the other one was good in defense is Altaria. That's why I picked Altaria because it's good speed def. It got Cotton Guard, so it can be good in physical one. I can even go for Parastrap, Fire Spin. So I'm just like, you got a lot of option with Altaria. And after that, I went with the Fortress because I was like, yo, Fortress is good, can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Fortress is definitely a good utility mon for rapid spinning, setting its own.
Hazards.
Um, yeah, it's literally the poster boy for hazards, literally.
Yep, that's true. Then go for Explosion with like, uh, I'm not sure if it's Costa Berry is still active in the game because I remember some berries are not in the game anymore.
Certainly haven't seen Custard Berries, but that doesn't mean it's not in the game. But I haven't seen it. I don't think I've
Right.
seen it used.
And if it's not in the game yet, it's probably going to get added in the DLC,
Yeah, maybe
Hmm.
Costa Berry.
more than likely.
And let me like Lilligan, my last pick is just because I wanted like a setup mon that can do a lot of stuff because
Yeah, because it is another quiver dancer.
I can go quicker dance with Pollen Puff for the grass type. I can go with Jigger Drain for water
All right,
type, and I can go Terra Water for the fire type and
all
stuff
right.
like that.
Because
So
what I said earlier about like a wide release move that I honestly think is just too broken, which was String Sap. Because String Sap was like you not only do you take my attack step and drop it, but you increase your HP by a shit ton a lot, even if I'm not even attack invested. And then it's like the second move I want to say is the most wide release that's broken. It's definitely Quiver Dance. The ability to set up three of your stats, it's like it's a better version of Dragon Dance.
Yep.
I mean, of course, they tried to remedy that by adding Victory Dance to the game, but with only the his win version of Lilligant having it, it's still like the second most wide release broken move.
If by the way, Costaberry is not in the game anymore. I'm just checking.
Uh,
I don't see Costaberry, so I will have to find something else. But yeah, Victory Dance. If it should have been on other months because it's a fighting type move, if I remember correctly. So
yep.
even Gallade could have like benefits from Victory Dance. If Gallade got Victory Dance, for real, is top tier for sure. Like one Victory Dance, you got a decent special defense and +1 in attack, defense, and speed. Yo, that's insane. But sadly, it doesn't. But it got, Victory Dance could have been on a lot of fighting type move like
If
Sog,
you
stuff like
if you
that.
used it in if you used it in doubles while paired with Oricorio, then Oricorio can copy it.
Oh
But
my
Uh,
God,
but
yes,
Oricorio,
that would literally make Oricorio relevant.
but Oricorio, the
I
problem
mean,
with Victory Dance and stuff like that is just, if I remember correctly, it's just it will happen. So
hmm.
yeah, I remember I tried when the SV just got released. I tried the Volcarona Oricorio stuff, and I go for Fiery Dance, and basically like every turn I get like 3 turns of attacking. So that was funny, but it's not reliable in double. It can be good, but it's not like something you
yeah,
can 100%.
I feel like we need a mon added into the DLCs to make Oricorio good. But I'm getting too off track. But
Yeah, that's true.
it. I mean, with this team, like I think like it has a good balance. I mean, I think it has a lot of defense. The defense is definitely what you need to make or break a singles team, and I see it in multiple places. I see it in Fortress. I see it in what's that flower mine? I can't think of Florges. I see it in Florges. I see it in Cryogonal.
Yep.
See it in Altaria. I think you got Hippowdon too. So it's just like he has a lot of options as defensive anchors to let his offensive mind go to town. So
But
you
don't
set up.
forget, also even Florges and Cragonal are good defensively. They got good offensive too. They can be both. Like Florges, I have a set with Choice Scarf, and people expect to be slow. Then I hit hard, and people are like, "Oh shit!" Like, or I can even trick you the scarf and stuff like that. So yeah, is it? Anyways, I'll let you continue. Sorry.
No, you good. So yeah. So then he lets offensive minds go to town. Zapdos, Iron Valiant, Eternatus, and Bundle. They're able in Lilligant. They're able to do what they need to do because they don't have to worry about getting one hit KO because you got a defensive tank in the back.
Yep. Like usually when I play in single, I always try to play balance with my teams. Like always like to have like at least 2 to 3 walls and the rest to be offensive because people be like, oh yo, you need to be more offensive. Like no, because if I'm only offensive, I will basically it will be easily filling apart. So like when you don't have any walls, like recently I play against Luke, and basically I throw away my walls, and at the end game I could not wall the 2 months got left, so I lose because of that. Like the team tournament,
Hmm.
so that was my mistake, and he played well. I won't say he doesn't play, but if I did only what I do, like instead of throwing away my defensive mon, I could have win this one to be honest. But yeah, I did some misplay and I throw away my defensive mon too early in the game. So at the end game, even if I remember correctly, it was like 3 against 3, but he got like not I got nothing to outspeed. Plus my mons were weak, so yeah, I lost. But anyways, we don't care about that.
So overall, Jacob, what would you rate the team?
I would give this one an A+.
I feel like being generous again.
No,
You
I'm
going S?
I'm honestly gonna give it an S. I think that the team is the perfect another perfect example of a balance of if my team was a balance of like ability types in offense and defense, his is the perfect balance of defense, offense, and abilities as well.
but
So
your team is because they all have a good synergy in your team. Compared to
right.
mine I don't have a lot of synergy. I just have like like for example, you got rain in your side, and you have a lot of month that can like play on the rain. my team, I don't have a lot of stuff that can play like well with certain things. The only thing I have is just I
But
got W.
here's another thing. Here's another thing. When your back is against the wall, you have certain mons that can kind of turn it in your favor.
Yep.
So let's say like, okay, I'm over here sweeping with the Urshifu. You can throw Ditto out and get the same boost too,
Yep.
and turn it into a speed battle, which you'll win because you'll more than likely be choice scarf.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's like also it's like okay, some of his mons got like ground weaknesses. Okay, you gotta try to ground. I'm thinking like okay, the only way to really take out this Eternatus, I'm either gonna have to psychic or I'm gonna have to hit it with an earthquake. You got mons in the back to check that. So it's just like it's a lot of checks and balances, and which is why I'm rated to S minus.
Yo, give me 1 second.
But yeah, that's just me being too generous.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, sorry guys,
I'll
because
be
the
the-
kids, now they
yeah.
now they're crying because yeah. Give me a second, sorry. So you can go for the next one. Give me a second. I'm gonna be right back.
All right, I'm gonna dive into the next one. All right, so right here we got the Duke Devlin the Dundunsparce, and that
Yep.
belongs to Matty.
Yep.
So overall, with this team, honestly, what I would say is, and I kind of got to owe myself to this. His team definitely needs like some rain to counteract it, which is why I snatched Pelipper before he could draft it. I think he has good utilities, especially when it comes to like Spiritomb, Klefki, and also Among Us. It's interesting to see what he's going to do with an Among Us and singles because you often see it as like a anchor in like doubles.
Yeah.
But
Single too is
what
good. If you check OU, Among Us was everywhere in the pre-home meta. Among Us was everywhere because of Spore. It can take hits. In the Sun team, kind of red card, sorry, is really good because people usually lead with Turkle. They set up the Sun, then they switch from Among Us, red card activate, then they bring the Walking Wake or the what's the one Lilligan, Issuing Lilligan to easily bring the Sun Sweeper. So Among Us can be
My
Right.
my overall first impressions looking at this team is there's a lot of good you've got good hazard options and Prankster on Klefki is annoying, but the overwhelming thing that stands out to me is outside of Palkia, especially on the special attacking side, this team doesn't have a lot of power.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even Samurott can be good in physical, but if you lose Samurott and Palkia pretty early, you don't have anything to really be like threatful. Maybe Articuno and Staraptor. Pick a Raichu can be good, but still it's Raichu. Like it's not something that will one kill for sure. Like
It doesn't have that high a special
And then,
attack. I think it's got like a base 90 special attack.
and then my question is, what? The only thing I think I can see his Obama Snow bringing to the table really is like the Aurora Veil, snow. But it's like if you counteract that, then his team falls apart defensively, definitely.
yeah, defensively, like even like defensively doesn't have a lot of defense. You check like maybe Gilmora can be a physical or a special defensive, but one earthquake and his Chaubai or Earth Power. You have to Terra to be relevant. After that, Among Us. Among Us is the only one that can be really good defensively in this whole team. And after that,
But to really unify this team, he's definitely going to need some rain. And the only way he's going to be able to bring that out is if he uses Klefki or Spiritomb. They both get Rain Dance. His other Watermon should have access to it too. Like, I don't know about what trio, but...
what trio for me is the Urshifu Water from Wish, the Wish version. Because Triple Die, Choice Band can be something, but it's not 100% accurate, if I remember correctly.
It kind of like...
Let me check.
The rain definitely... Yeah, rain was essential for this team, really.
Yeah,
but you see... Accurate. But I must say, did you see why I snatched it from him?
Absolutely. But yeah, I think that's...
Even if you got the rain, let's be honest, even if you got the rain, the whole team is not... Like, having two weather in the same team is not always good. Even if people be like, oh yeah, it can be good.
Exactly.
You reset your own weather, then for what? Like...
That's my overall concern with this team is the lack of power, especially on the special side.
Now, one thing I think that could probably put his team over the top. Does Persian get access to Parting Shot or only the Alolan form?
No, only the Alolan one.
Alolan.
And I think the Alolan one does still have it, I think. I thought it might have lost it.
Right. But what the Persian does have is Technician.
Technician Nasty
It
Plot
does.
can be deadly because let me check. What can be used with
Because you
Technician?
get Fake Out, you get Aerial Ace, you get Chilling Water.
What else? Icy Wind.
Trailblaze.
Trailblaze, yeah. Snarl.
Snarl, yeah.
You got Sushiru, so it can be annoying for like recovery, breaking the walls with like Switcheroo into like choice scarves and stuff like that. But I prefer a Alolan version of Persian. To be honest.
Agreed.
Like Curse of Fur Coat, and does it get part? It still got Parting Shot. Yeah, it still got Parting Shot.
Right.
It got Shockwave if I remember correctly. Not anymore.
But now you know what could be a good could be a good set on this mon.
Which one, Persian?
And not a lot of people think about it. If you run like a Fake Out last resort set on it.
You still got Last Resort?
Yeah, still has Last Resort.
Yeah.
So if you only use 2 move slots, Fake Out, and then you can just Last Resort.
That's true. Yeah, Fake Out Last Resort with normal. Normal gen will activate.
It'll get used up by Fake Out.
Yeah. If you go physical, you got COVID. COVID can steal the item, so that's gonna be good. Like a normal gem, then you go for COVID, it will be Technician boosted plus the stab boosted, and you steal the item. Can be something good too.
It's funny we over here thinking about ideas for his Persian, and he probably didn't think about it yet.
Nah, that's true.
But he
will listen to it maybe.
Right.
But the only problem is like just like you start really good. The first 2 picks were really good. Then after that, it's just like
he just picked whatever to fill in the spots.
Exactly.
So I like his mons individually, but like cohesively, they're not like a team because it's like because it's like he got 2. I mean, he got 2 pivoters. He got his Staraptor with Utah. He has Volt Switch Raichu. Those are good options.
U-turn with
but then it's like if you do U-turn, what are you U-turning into?
Yep.
Just
the only thing that can be good if his Gurmora can set up all the hazards real quick, then it can be something. And if you check, it doesn't have a lot of good hazard remover. Does Articuno get defog or does? I think
doesn't Klefki get it?
No, Klefki loses it if I remember correctly. Let me check.
The thing is though, even if Glamora does get up all the hazards, all it takes is for something with heavy duty boots and rapid spin to get rid of them or defog.
That is true.
And no, Klefki loses defog. It used to have it in Gen 7 and Gen 8, but now he lost defog. But this thing can be good. Like if you can like set up the screen with Klefki or the Abomasnow, and I think Palkia got Dragon Dance.
I don't think it does.
No, never mind. It doesn't have Dragon Dance, so never mind. It doesn't have any boosting move.
Yeah, and then Palkia is definitely not the fastest mon alive, especially with other legendaries running the show too. Like it's gonna be an obstacle.
But it can run Choice Scarf because 115 special attack is something you can't really like.
Can't mess around with.
That's
right.
You got Flamethrower. You got like any Ice Beam. I think Ice Beam, Surf. What else in special? Thunder, Thunderbolt. That special run with high crit ratio.
Yeah, it's got good coverage.
Power Gem, Hydro Pump, Hyper Beam, Hyper Voice. So Power is pretty decent, but like I prefer Dialga because of the typing and because Dialga got more bolt, so it can be tankier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Palkia is a good one. Like even physical, is 120. If only it got Dragon Dance, that thing will be a monster. Like just one move. Oh, you can
And
bulk up.
Spiritomb's also a good mon too. That if he can take advantage of it, because you also got to think, like if he is able to, he can even set up like a calm mind stored power set. Because defensively, the only thing that Spiritomb has to worry about is
Right.
fairy types.
So
So
Terra
if
Steel.
you keep fairy types in right with a steel terror, so if you put that in check, like it can definitely
Yeah,
be a threat.
I quite regularly want to run a max HP, max defense Spiritomb with Dark Pulse, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Terra Poised or Terra Steel.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another
That's
thing. It's also a destiny bond mon.
Dusty
So if
Bond,
you
Will
notice that
Wisp as well.
right, so if your opponent gets close to knocking you out, even though you tried to set up your calm mind,
You
get
got Sucker
cheeky.
Punch. So see, Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak with Whiz. I remember some people were playing with Trick and what else they did? They're playing Trick and what was the? I
Because I
forgot.
only really use Spiritomb in doubles, and in doubles it was mainly like a trick room set. It kind of threw the opponents off. But in singles it definitely has more options.
It can be some Pain Slip. You got Pain Slip and Nightshade. So that
Yeah.
Nightshade is a really good one. It's like a move. Sorry,
All right,
like the
all right, and they got
special.
Phantom Force too.
You got good. Spirit Dome is like good ball, good offense, but lack of recovering and low speed.
So
Yeah.
what we thinking for this squad then?
I will give minus
For
a
this
B.
squad,
B minus to be honest, just
Yeah,
because
I'd say the same.
like
I,
overall.
now I know like through the other picks I was being too generous, but I'm gonna have to take my generosity away. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give this team a C plus because we also got to bring back to the fact that even though the mods are good separately, if you check each and every one of his mods, the other ones can't come to cover for it.
Yeah, that's
True.
true.
The team lacks cohesion, and that's the only thing about it. And honestly, I blame myself for that because by me snatching Pelipper from him, it
Yeah, Pelipper
definitely
will have
hurt
been
him.
good for him, really good. But you're right. Like, is the team lack of synergy together. That's very true. Like, but I will still with my B minus because
Yeah, I'll stick with mine.
just because he can do some good stuff, it will depend how we play against who we play. Because Staraptor can be annoying. Final game bit scarf, like you don't expect it, boom, you lose a month for no reason. Then Articuno Galar can be decent. Let me check with competitive. Like we saw a lot of people got intimidated and stuff like that. So let me check Articuno. Let's check the
I don't
movement.
think, I don't think he drafted the Gallo one. I'm pretty sure it was the Kanto one he drafted
Oh, is the Kanto one?
For
Oh, let me
for
check the.
Articuno. I'm pretty sure it's the
for
Kanto one.
Articuno?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he chose the Kanto
Ah,
one
yo, that's true. I remember the. He
because I
chose
was
the.
surprised he took it.
Yeah, that's
Y'all.
true.
So y'all, interestingly enough, so season one of Meloetta just wrapped up, and Matty won.
Let me check. I'm checking at the moment with the on the official. Do you remember the division he's in? Oh no, wait.
He was in Division One with me, but he just won playoffs. He just beat Armando. Crazy.
Won. So he won the double.
Yeah.
He won double.
Yeah.
Damn. So let me check. You're right. It's the Kento one. It's not the art the Galar one. So
Okay.
that's
So can we go back to my C?
but don't like the Kento one will be good because of Obama Snow with the
Yeah, bad typing
Snoopy.
though, and it's not
Yeah.
a you could terror it, but it's not a great terror option.
Yeah, because if without the Terra is not that good, and with Terra it will be good, but again, like we
It
said
will
with
lose the
the
defense boost if it terrors to anything other than ice.
And then here's another thing you also got to consider: rocks. And then also it's like, okay, yeah, you got the Obama Snow Articuno combination, but it's like you take two C tier mines versus an A tier mine. Who's gonna win? The one A tier mine, of course, right?
yeah. So yeah, I will
So
go with C plus. I will agree with you. Let's go for. I will go with C plus because it's not even the Galarian one. It's the Kento one. So the rocks will be real annoying. Like it doesn't literally Steam outside of the Mortal Spin. It doesn't have any good hazard removal. So someone
Yeah.
can set up the rocks and like three of his mon always in the problem. Like Obama Snow 25%, Sarata 25%, and the Articuno Kento 50%. So just from that, it's just like already in a problem.
Yeah,
And
I'll stick
usually
with my
you
B
use
minus.
you use the Gomora for the lead, so you don't have the time to remove the hazard safely, and only a one steel type, and it like you can't remove the hazard. So me, I will switch to C plus because of the Galarian Articuno is not there. Is the Kento one?
Just really drags the team down a little
Yeah,
more.
like for sure, like Rupture will be something you will use. Staraptor maybe, Klefki, and the four first. The five first with Rupture is something I will use often with the kind of team. Maybe Staraptor, but yeah, I will go with C plus. So overall, we go for C plus.
Yeah.
So let's go with the next one, the Keiron
The
team.
Wisbech
Wisbech, why not?
Wynauts.
Yeah.
Is that a town from the US or the UK?
I'm going to assume UK because Kieran's from the UK. But
Okay, he's from the UK.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't know because Wisbech
Um,
doesn't seem like North American. That's why I was like, that looks like UK.
with this team, I mean, honestly, I it has really good speed.
Good speed,
Really
good
good speed.
monster. Good.
Enamorus is good. It's good. It has decent speed. Dragapult speed is over the top. Rotom is used as a good speedy pivot, and
Electro.
Iron Treads is a good pivot mon too with Volt Switch. Now, an interesting pick is definitely going to be that Alolan Mug, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yo, Alan Mug
Um,
is good because in every draft it's always good to have a grounded poison type just because to be able to remove the toxic spikes. That's one of the things
exactly.
it is good to have. Like that's why I pick Eternatus. Eternatus is just good overall and it's grounded poison type. That's why I pick Eternatus for me.
Hmm.
And Alan
And
Mug's only weakness is ground.
even that Taurus is good. Like,
Yep.
Yup.
first of all, like the Taurus is gonna check fairy and steel mons definitely.
Yep.
And then like even Electro is it's gonna be a screen setter. I could see that if he
Oh,
has any,
wait.
if they have.
Wait. By the way, both electrodes, I think if I remember correctly, the Cantonia one have light screen and the Ishion one got reflect. They don't have
Really?
the two screens. I checked because when I was doing my like suggestion moveset, I wanted to put like both screen, but I check and like only they each form
Oh my God, you're right.
got one of the screen. So yep.
Oh.
So I think the Cantonia
That's
one got
that's
light
real.
screen.
That's really ironic. It's really ironic when each form needs the other
Yeah,
because you got the grass electrode that needs to be protected from fire types. So he needs like light screen, and then you got electro that's a weak to ground type. He needs that reflect.
yep. So yeah, so that you can do both screen, but Electrode is like a good specs with Terra Ice.
Yep.
Is like a Regia Lecky, but with less power. But like good
Yeah.
specs, Terra Ice, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and if you want, you can even use Explosion like to be able to chip like a special defense mon and stuff like
And
that.
if he uses it as Terra Ice Mon, it can definitely be a good use to check like the genies since they're going to be in the format.
Yeah, Lenders.
Yeah.
Even the dragon
You
type like
got
Dragapult. Well, you got Dragapult, sorry. But I mean like other dragon type like I don't know if someone got Dragonite, but stuff like that.
No, I don't think
Scarlet.
I
Dragonite
haven't
was
seen it
taken.
yet.
I don't think it was taken.
No. Great
But
Tails
you got
evolution.
you got Rillaboom as well, which since losing Grassy Glide, you have to run it differently, but can still be really useful. Can still
It might
be
be
really
really
good.
useful
Drum
because it
beating,
got Leech Seed, got Drum Beating, got Trailblaze,
Drain
Knockoff.
um,
Punch, knockoff, yeah.
knockoff, Drain Punch.
Stumping Tantrum, if I
This
remember correctly. He
I think
lost
it
high
still gets Stomping
horsepower.
Tantrum.
He lost high
Yeah, he lost
horsepower,
horsepower.
but he
It
still got the Stamping Tantrum.
Stomp.
So
does any mon still gets horsepower? Does Mud still gets horsepower? Is
I think yeah,
horsepower in the game?
yeah. Yeah, horsepower is in the game. High horsepower.
Okay,
Yeah, so
I just haven't seen
Coporaja,
mon using it
Light
in a while.
Bellspan, Cloth.
I thought honestly thought high horsepower got replaced with headlong rush.
No. It's just like a new move because it's only the Donphan line, the Coporaja line,
Saluna.
Solana line, and that's it. Muzdell and Cloth. They're the only mount I can learn. Uh,
High horsepower.
But yeah, really,
And
it's
then
still good.
and then it's a U-turn too.
Yeah, you turn. The only problem is just don't have any priority. So, but it's still fast.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
85. So
Well, it still gets fake out, but that's only gonna be good for chipping.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like, well, like for real, if I was like real the boom, drum beating choice scarf can be good, or even drum beating with Terra Fly. Not drum beating, sorry, Terra Flying acrobatic with Grassy Seed.
Yep.
That's something
Yeah,
that
it can
will
be
be
good.
good.
Oh yes, does still get acrobatics.
So you can even get body press, but yeah, bulk up body press will
Yeah,
be.
it's gonna be. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be the new roaring move, but it could be a good alternative.
Yeah, like let's say it's choice dance, acrobatic, trailblaze, and drain punch. So that can be something because if someone will bring a steel type to resist acrobatic, you get drain punch. You can get you can get +1. It's just low power move because you will only rely on the acrobatic boosted to be doing damage, but still it will
Right,
be good.
but it's a lot of damage though.
Yeah, it will still be a lot of with one force dance. It will still be good with trailblaze under the. Let me check. Trailblaze is 50, so with uh, so 50 times 1.3 times 1.5, it's still 97.5 with the terrain and the stab. So it's still like it's not the most powerful move, but it will still do
Hmm.
decent damage to get +1 speed. So that's still something that can work well.
Yeah.
And then, what do y'all think about Frostmoth? Like, what do you
Yo,
think Frostmoth's going to
I
I
bring to
was
the
about to
team?
talk about it.
I love Frostmoth.
Yep.
I've had it in quite a lot of drafts, and
Really?
especially now with Terror as well. Because because of ice scales, it really tanks special hits like incredibly well. And
Yep.
like I said, because of the Terror now, you don't even have to worry about fire moves really, because you can Terror water. You can run a lot of different Terrors on it. But yeah, for special bulk, it's really really good, and can deal some damage back as well because it's got Quiver Dance.
Ice Beam,
Mm-hmm.
Jigger Drain.
Mm.
Like the only
Mm-hmm.
Bug
problem with this
Buzz.
one is he can't manage. Like if we don't talk about the Terra, just the move pool, fire and steel type will be the most annoying for him. That's the only thing that because you got Dazzling Gleam, Fairy get resist by a steel.
Yeah, I always said that Frostmoth was released in the wrong generation. Like Gen 8 was not the generation for Frostmoth to shine. Like it should have been in this generation because it's like with the access to Terra, it can cover its weaknesses and we can really like evaluate how well it can shine. In Gen 8, it was swept all the way under the rug. I
Yep.
think it was in PU tier.
Let me check. Yep, it was PU.
Yeah, I could smell it from here. But
But like you can
yeah.
even be Terra Ground, like Terra Ground to take care of the Steel, Terra Fire for the flying Steel type, but like
Hmm.
more like Cover Knight. But what else? What else don't it? Or the mainly
All right.
mainly
But you know what? It has defog. It has
has
defog.
defog. Yup,
It
that's
has
true.
defog.
So Evie, did you boot with defog, Quiver Dance? Yup, like basically that's something. What else?
And then what about that Aloma Malola?
Yo, that thing is
Yeah.
really like it can be a good wish passer. That thing HP is insane. Like let me check. I think it's one something,
150 or
one
something like
sixty
that.
five, one
Yeah.
sixty five with a wish. Basically, you wish, then you bring something, then you get like almost full HP back. So
The only thing you've got to be careful of with Aloma Mola is because its offensive stats are so poor and its move pool isn't very good either, is it's very easy to get set up on with it.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
very
True.
If you get like toxic on him, it's like it will
mm,
always be like on a timer, so it can't stay.
yeah.
He still got regenerator, so it will still be good.
Right.
But like what else? Let me check. He
And
got
then Miss Maggie is what does Miss Maggie bring to the
it's
table?
not Miss Magnus, it's a Miss Drivis.
Yes,
Oh,
it can have Everlight, but it's not very bulky on the defense side. It can do a lot of what Miss Magus does, but with less special attacks. So
And less speed. It's just basically
yeah.
a weaker version of Miss Drivis.
Mm.
y'all
Miss
call it a
Magie,
weaker
sorry.
version of Miss. Y'all call it a weaker version of Miss Maggie. I call it the only pick that they could pick at that time because that's all that was left.
Yeah, it can still do stuff with like blocking the hazard because if you check the team, it
Oh
gets a
wait,
lot
wait,
of
wait! Does it get Destiny Bomb?
Yeah, he does.
Yep, against Destiny Bond.
It's a Destiny Bonder.
That's true. People will, or even Peristrap. Does I thought, let me check. You get Peristrap, but I don't think you get Minlook. Minlook and Peristrap and Perisong. Sorry, I mean, so it can be a good Peristrapper.
But it doesn't have the bulk.
No, not
Well,
really.
no. Wait, does mean look effects last even if you switch out?
No, as long as it's like arena trap stuff. So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
as long
it
as in
doesn't
the
have
field.
the bulk.
The only thing that can be good if like a setup sweeper set up and it's about to roll on you. You bring Misdrivis with Sash. You go Perish Song. Then after that, you try to like protect and stuff like that, just to like make him forced to switch after the third turn. So that's the only thing I can see him do, is to be able to like stop a sweeper with Perish Song. That's the only thing I can see with focus set.
What are we thinking for this one then?
I would say B plus, to be honest, because if you check, and
I'm just gonna say a standard B, because even though he has good pivots and good mobs, good abilities, I don't see a lot of the cohesiveness
and
like we've seen
defensive
in some
too.
other teams.
If you check
But like
defensively, he's not
when
that
you got,
good.
you said what now?
If physical defensive is not that good, because Mog, he's
Yeah.
got a lot of speed F. The only one
Well,
that
you got Tauros really checking that,
yeah, but
and
it's
then
not good for the recovery part, because a defensive man, if he doesn't have a good reliable recovering move, sometimes he will lack in the meta. Like say for example, Dondozo is really good because of unaware, even if it doesn't have like a good recovering move outside of rest. Because of unaware, that thing is really insane. But if you check Muzdale, Muzdale doesn't have recurring move, but because his ability is not that good compared to unaware, that's why he's like not in top tier. So
right.
So I'll go B plus as well then, I think.
for me, B plus, because he can safely bring Wish with a Lola Mola and be able to recover, but at the same time, Wish passing, if
It's not the
Battle
easiest
Pass,
thing to pull off.
It's a dangerous game to play.
like if the because I saw in other draft the dry baton pass is allowed, so people can use baton pass but without passing the stats. So Alamola will be good because he can go baton pass like Wish baton pass, and like it's slow, so he will be able to pass the Wish easier. But
Right,
so
next on
next
to the Squirtle squad.
for Tom Dowie, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah.
Overall, when I look at this team, I'm jealous. Like I am jealous
There's a
of
lot of
certain
good
things.
mons in this team.
Yep.
Exactly,
Hex
and
is
I'm
a
mad because
crazy wall.
he
It's
stole
good
my
synergy
Breloom. I
with
wanted Breloom.
Earthworm. Like
I
Earthworm is
wanted
weak to
Breloom so
fighting.
bad.
Like Earthworm is weak to fighting, and Toxapex resist fighting. Toxapex is weak to ground because of the Earth Eater ability. Earthworm is
It's dangerous to play it.
yeah. You can
And
just
then it's like
spam Earthquake like that.
and then it's like even if you go for like a psychic option, you got Foreign Moon and Tyranitar. It's like it's good coverage in this team.
Don't forget the Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon can come easier, like, and sweep from there, like Terra Flying, booster energy stuff.
Exactly.
Like
Not to mention,
has
and
Shed Tail as well.
the first one.
Right.
Wait, just a quick reminder. The first one is like the nightmare of Jacob.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, huh?
No, I don't know what you mean.
So yeah, Palafin can be really good with like even Choice Ben Palafin or the bulky type like bulk up, taunt, jet punch, drain punch with Terra Water. Breloom is annoying. Like I think it's the fastest Spore mon, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, aside from technically,
technically,
Toad Screw, but yeah, and you gotta also forget Breloom. It has Technician, so if you Spore Mon, set up a Swords Dance,
Bullet Seed,
then Technician Bullet Seed with maybe even a loaded dice. Over the top damage.
Yep. I remember that king beat me.
I took down. I took down a whole Corviknight that had 2 iron defenses set up with two bullet seeds in a row.
Yeah, I think
That thing cannot be underestimated.
that's true. Like that's one of the reasons why I bring Lilligan. It's just because of the Spore user. Like this, I
Yeah.
know I have a safe switching for the Spore, and I can go for Terra Fire and get rid of, like, for example, Among Us and Breloom. Those are the 2 months I will be using Spore, and even Toad Scroll. So I have option for that. That's one of the reason I took Lilligan as the last one.
All
But
right,
yeah,
and then oh, and Gastrodon is definitely a good option too.
yeah, for Pokemon.
Literally, literally no
Right.
water mons are slipping past these. This was actually a very smart draft. You're
Yeah.
catching water types off of Storm Drain. You're catching ground types off with Earth Eater. Psychic is getting immune against few mons. Then you got poison immune against a few mons. Like it's just overly balanced, and it's making me jealous. And then not only does he have Breloom as a spore user, then you also have Vivillon as a
Quiver
what do you
Dance.
call it, sleep powder user.
Yeah, Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance. I'm just checking. I was while you were talking, I was checking his move pool because I know Quiver Dance, Quiver Dance Draining Kiss was good. Jigger Drain. He even got Iron Defense. And yeah, Iron Defense, Light Screen. Like, why you get Iron Defense? Like, that's something is really good, but
Um, I'm
why?
just sorry. My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna have to head out at this point. But so you guys have to finish the rest of it without me. But it's been fun discussing it all so far.
But what's your team? What are let's put
What's your
the
rating on this one
yeah.
before you go?
This one, I'd probably give this an A.
Hey, okay, all right. We'll take a note. And the last one was yours, so
Yes, yes, I wouldn't be. Yeah,
maybe we
Yeah,
can
we're gonna
do a
roast it. We're
quick
gonna roast.
one after that.
Yeah,
Oh well,
we're gonna
whatever.
roast it.
We're almost done anyways. All right, so take care, Jacob,
yep. See
and
you later.
see you in the next one. So all right, so Derek, it's you and me now. So
Okay,
we
so
got
let's finish
Vivillon.
rating this one.
But Vivillon, like you said, it's good sleep out. It's like a boosted Butterfree because it's faster than Butterfree if I remember correctly, and more special
It's
attack than
definitely
Butterfree.
faster than Butterfree,
And with the
most
ability
definitely.
you got Compound Eyes like Butterfree. You got
Mm-hmm.
Friend Guard, which is good to even doubles or even single. And you got Shield Dust. Shield Dust, I like that ability because fake out, stuff like that will never
It's
flinch
like its
you.
own covert clerk.
Exactly. So that's something that's really good. You got
Right,
decent move, but not that like, oh shit, like that one is a threat. Because you got
right,
Bug Buzz, Air Slash that's good, Draining Kiss, well, Jigger Drain.
right. And then you want to use fire type mons. Then you got Dash Bun in the back with Whale Big Body. And then
Exactly.
let's not forget about that one on the end right there. We
Tropius?
cannot forget about Tropius.
Ah, Tropius.
Tropius, oh my god, it is so annoying
With
to
Harvest?
battle.
Like
Yes,
subs leech, does it get leechy? Yeah, it does have leechy.
Sub, Leech Seed, Air Slash. I think it gets Trailblaze too. But you know that
Dragon Dance.
Harvest, it gets Dragon Dance.
Yep. That's funny.
Interesting.
Dragon Dance,
And then it's
Trailblaze.
like its harvest ability is so annoying because it's like I feel like even without Sun, it's always gonna get us. It's always gonna get us berry back.
Yeah,
It's
is it like
always gonna get us
50%?
berry back.
50% if I remember correctly? Yeah, 50%. So,
Yeah. So that's an annoying one to deal with. So honestly, overall, if I could rate this team, I'm gonna be generous again because this is definitely an S tier pick right here. It has to be an S tier pick.
yeah, because most, like, the only thing I can say about this team is the lack of special offensive. It doesn't have any special offensive. Like, if you check, like, you got defensive mon with more special attack, but it doesn't have, like, look, Palafin is physical. But, well, Palafin can be special. I see a throw spray set with Boom Burst, Surf, and Jet Punch, something like that, but, like, it can be special, but it's really, really, really rare it can be special. So you
Right.
can cut people off guard with that, but people will mainly play physical. Roaring Moon, physical. Breloom, physical. Earthworm, physical. Tyranitar, Riverroom, Talonflame, and the Dashbun, physical. So
Right.
the
But
lack of special,
here's what you also got to remember too.
yeah,
When not only does his typing and stats cover each other, when the abilities are what's putting this team over the top.
that's true. Overcoat with Riverroom will be good to counter the Spore user. like Among Us, Sleep Powder. I don't remember which one, but
Toad Screw.
no, auto scroll bypass because of the ability.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, like this team is pretty busted.
I
This
will say
team
what it
is.
was for me. So let's say you said S, Jacob's an
Mm-hmm.
A, and me for me is an A plus. So let's put all together. I
A
think A
plus.
plus will be good.
Okay.
But yeah, and the last one, Jacob's team. Um, Now that team is really a F team. No, I'm joking. But the only thing I can see if you got some sun with this team, that team will have been way better because you got Issuing, Typhlosion, you got Lilligan, and Great Tusk. They're all sun abuser.
He definitely needs a sun setup over here,
Yep.
especially with Typhlosion.
Typhlosion Scarf with the Eruption, Terra Fire, bro. You nuke stuff like you melt everything in your way. Um,
Right.
but
What's going to be a powerhouse for this team is definitely going to be his Chien Pal.
Chen Pao is good.
His Chien Pal is definitely going to be his anchor for his sweepers, and his Grimmsnarl is definitely going to be the core of his defense.
Yep.
Like these two, like if you want to get around Jacob's team, if you put these two into check, the rest of the team honestly will fall apart.
Like for sure
And
against his
but that's
team, you
not
need
but
brick
that's
break.
not to say yeah, and that's not to say that the rest of his team doesn't have some niche abilities to it. Like even Brooks just in the back. Like I think didn't you like lose like real badly to like a Bruxish like Tough Jaws Bruxish or
No, it
something like
wasn't
that?
tongue draw. It was because of Poison Fang. Poison Fang
Poison thing.
is a weak move, but 50% chance to poison. And in that battle, every time he hit me, I was badly poisoned. So it was like
Well, with 50%, that's not that bad. That is honestly not that bad. And then
yeah, but
imagine that happening.
every time I think he did the move like 7 times, and 7 times I got poisoned. So you understand
Right.
why it's just annoying.
Imagine if that happened with Jacob's team. Like that could honestly be pretty good as a tech mon.
It was
Now
good.
now Brooks,
Bruxish, he
yeah, that's
got good
good.
speed, like 92 in speed. He reach is basically 311 if it is max speed and 105 in attack. So Trunk Draw, Choice Band, Jolly, Terra Water, or even Terra Psychic for Psychic Fang, it can be
Hmm.
some problem. Like that thing is
Now,
not to be slow.
now another good aspect of Jacob's team is that he has that good fire grass water core. Because with
Fire.
if you include Bruxish, it has that water. You got he's squeeing Lilligant, and then you got he's squeeing Typhlosion.
Yeah, but only for the
So
offensive side. Like usually when you have a core like that, you need to have one of them to be defensive, like to be able to tank the damage.
true.
So it is good, but it's not like the core is not
Now
itself. But you have
now
victory dance.
That ice cube can definitely be a good reverse sweeper.
Oh, for
I
sure.
honestly I always sleep on ice cube, but then I remember that its stats changes when it loses its face
But you get way faster. Like
way faster. And then let's say if you belly drawn on top of it, like yeah, you you got set up.
basically like like with ice face you are at 15 speed, and when you lose the cube you are on 130, but you lose a lot
Right.
of bulk. Like you go from 110 to
Well,
70.
after you belly drum, you just said forget the bulk. Who needs bulk? You're
Yeah, but
about you got four.
don't forget you need to be with a special like if you get hit by a special move, the ice face doesn't care about the
It
bulk.
doesn't work right.
So you have to be careful on against woo you set up and stuff like that. But that thing
That's
is
good.
like I remember I play against Jacob in a Zorak tournament, and
Mm-hmm.
his ice cube was a problem. Like it was a problem. It just I wasn't thinking if it is Zorak or not. Then it was the ice cube, and like it got me, and freeze drive wanted to kill me, and I was like, damn, that's it can be a problem. So
Yeah, definitely.
Zenith Bud, Zenith
I
Head,
mean,
Ice Spinner. Uh,
only thing I can see holding back the team right now, honestly, is just he swinging Sneasel. That's really about it.
But
I
Eastern
mean,
Sneasel
because
is still good. He's still got a lot of offensive stuff. Let me check. He's like 95, 95 in attack, 115 in speed. So he still can.
really,
Yeah, it's still fast. So once he basically can do everything that Weevil do, but just slower and hit a bit less strong, a bit less hard. It can be a choice scarf, can be with because issue in one get switcheroo, so you can switch. You can trick the item to the opponent. Got nice slash, close combat, gun shock, uh, swords dance, fake out. Well, fake out. You
so they
can
got flame.
fling too, so you can still do some shenanigan with that thing. Got
Yeah,
toxic
and then
spikes.
but then what about that? That he swings Sliggoo. What can
Sligo.
he do with that?
Isn't
Or
Sligo is
does
the
it
same
get
thing?
access to shelter?
I don't think so. But he got curse, acid armor. Acid armor is basically shelter, but with more
Yeah,
PP.
I just thought about that. Like I just thought about this because I was making my Swing Gudra for my draft. But why does shelter and Southern acid armor on the same line? That's
Because
just. But
in legend, shelter was raising the evasion also. Plus, it was boosting the defense and evasion. But in Scarlet, they removed the evasion part. That's why. So he got nerfed
see,
basically.
they could have balanced that move out, and I know how. They could have made it where it was just +1 in defense and then +1 in invasion, and that would have balanced out the move a little bit.
Even if it was a cosmic power, it would have been good. Because shelter
Yeah,
technically like you take cover, so you can take cover from all type of moves. Like well, but he got
right.
less coverage than the Eastern Gudra because Gudra, both Gudra can learn all the Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, and stuff. Still got like physical one can be better, can be good. I mean, while the Sligu is only like special. You cannot go for physical. And let's check. It still got Sub Sipper, so can be good to counter the Spore user. Gooey can be
Mm-hmm.
good if like a setup mon try to do some stuff. Then you can sacrifice it or like just if you tank the damage, you reduce the speed. Shell armor, so you can go
True.
for acid armor and Eviolite acid armor rest or what
Okay,
else?
so it still has usage. Like I never underestimate like the pre-evolution because of course they still got their usage, and plus at the end of the day they still get access to EV life. It's just interesting to see like what sets can you bring out of them without the usage of their actual evolutions.
But
So it'll be
you
really
have acid
interesting to
spray.
see.
So you can be Everlight, max Modest, max special attack, max HP, acid spray. Like I don't know if you see it often, but the Toxapex with infestation, acid spray, surf, ice beam, assault vest. It can be something like that. So you can come in the field, acid armor, then acid spray, and you get so many coverage and special. You can do a lot of damage, and because of acid spray, reducing by 2 stage special defense. So
Right.
you still have
So
upside.
overall what would you rate this team?
To be honest, A minus. The only reason I can be go higher is because generally he doesn't have a lot of defensive mon. Like if you check
Right.
generally,
I'm a
the walls
I'm
are
a
not that
I'm a
good.
I'm gonna be a little less generous than you. I'm gonna say B plus. I think the only thing holding this team back is honestly the lack of sun. I feel like
That's true. Yeah,
I feel like if he had Torco, this team will definitely be like an S tier level team
yeah, you got the
because
sun.
that will that will maximize Lilligant's and Typhlosion's abilities. Not even Great Tusk.
Yep.
So I definitely think like not having a son is definitely going to hurt him. I don't know if he has any sun setters on his team, which I don't think he does.
No, I don't. Let me say Jack Grimslaw. If Grimslaw, Grim,
I doubt it.
if it gets sunny day, that's something. No, it doesn't. But doesn't have
What
any.
about Typhlosion? Can Typhlosion set its own sun?
Yeah, but don't forget, Typhoon is kind of slow. It's
Yeah,
not
that's true.
so it will
It
be
did lose
useless.
speed.
Yeah, so like you prefer to be scarf. It's 95
Right.
in speed, so you prefer to bring scarf to be able
Mm-hmm.
because something anything can outspeed it pretty easily decently. And yeah, so yeah, I think I will go with B plus just because of the sun touch true and the
Yep.
lack of walls. Because offensively, that thing will destroy, and even like special offensively, you got decent stuff like a special choice spec Jolteon or Quividence or Ricorio. That those two can do a lot. Typhlosion, Scarf, Eruption, yo, Terra Fire, you destroy a lot of team. So offensively, this team is really good. Like it's something with Chenpao, it's something I don't want to fight because offensively.
Yeah.
And but defensively, I know for sure. Like as soon as the offensive man are down, like it's a fail play because you got a
The
lot
rest
of
of the team's gonna crumble.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got a lot of baby mons, like small mons, like that don't have like good breakthrough mon type of stuff. Like the Sneasel. Well, no, never mind. I didn't say
All
never
right,
mind. Never mind. Never mind.
because an Oricorio, like Oricorio itself, like by itself in doubles it was a B tier mon. In singles, you take that B and drop it down to D. You know, so
But it's still B
it's
B
definitely
plus.
gonna be.
It's just because
You
of
said what?
like you said, the only reason why it can be higher is just because of the lack of sun.
Oh, but here's another thing we also got to take in consideration too with Oricorio. Let's say if your opponent wants to set up with their own quiver dance, victory dance, or whatever. If you throw Oricorio out and while the opponent does one of its like dancing moves, it steals that boost too.
Yeah, that's true. And I just checked, Lilligan gets Sunny Day, so maybe you can go for Sunny Day. Even Meloetta. Meloetta is good SPDF, so you can bring like you got 128 in SPDF and 100 in HP. So you can set up the sun. Then after you set up the sun, you have to find a way to like maybe a slow U-turn to bring safely like either the Typhlosion or a Lilligan. That can be something to you can do. But
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everybody's.
yeah, we check everybody. So guys, you can comment on the under the post under the video for everything. That was a long video, like almost 2 hours. So by the way, thank you,
With
Derrick.
wait for 3, 2, 1. Yeah, now it's 2 hours. Yeah.
No, I see 1 hour and 15 minutes on the recording. The call maybe is 2 hours, but whatever. It's almost 2 hours. So
Ah.
thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Derrick, to be here on this third podcast. That's the first one I was like wanted to try, and I appreciate you decide to join me for that. For sure, for the next one, other ones I will do if you want. You're always welcome, even if luck is not a skill.
We gonna discuss that in a video for another day.
All
Okay.
right. I'm down. I'm down for that. But yeah, thank you for coming and to be on the call. And everybody will watch it for 2 hours. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, follow, and see you in the next one. And Derrick, please say it. Say it for me.
Peace out.
No, 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 no. My
Oh, what
favorite.
was
Stay liquid,
what?
man.
Oh, yeah, stay unfrozen. Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
All right, man. So guys,
All
thank
right.
you. Have a good one. Bye.